This is a huge block of diamond ore, and this is a completely normal Minecraft house, or is it? Today we'll be looking at 15 impossible Minecraft illusions that will make your brain question reality. At the start we'll go through the more simple ones, but by the end be ready to be blown away. Before we start, remember to hit that subscribe button and leave a like, as it helps me a lot. Let's dive in. This, at a quick glance, looks like a regular furnace, but as I start moving it gets a little bit weird. But the reason for this is a lot simpler than you'd think. If I go back here, you can see that this is just 3 furnaces placed in a wall facing away, so the textures inside align to create a pretty convincing illusion. Next, here it seems that I've somehow managed to overlap wood that shouldn't be able to cross over itself. But the illusion is short-lived, because even if I move a little bit, you can see that it's just the perspective that fools you. This is just really one full wood beam and another that stops, so when rotated it looks like it passes under. And now, as you saw at the beginning, this is a huge diamond block, and this is a regular one in vanilla Minecraft. Or is it? Like with the others, if I move, you can see that these are both the same sized diamond block. If you place one here, you can align it so that one looks giant and the other looks small. And with shaders on, if I put a big cube back here, it becomes even more convincing with shadows. Next, in Minecraft, blocks can't usually be placed inside of other blocks, but here I've placed a slab inside of a glass block. But how? You probably already guessed it, but just like with everything else, perspective is everything here. You can see that if I move to the side, the slab moves separately from the glass, but this could be a fun illusion to trick your friends with, since you only need 2 blocks. And for the last of the illusions that fools you with perspective, we have this strange triangle, where it seems like one leg comes forward but at the same time doesn't. By now you should be pretty good at seeing through the perspective in these illusions, and this one might be pretty easy to guess. If I turn the block outlines back on, you can see that something suspicious started to happen here. And if I move, you can see that this is just 3 rows of blocks arranged like this. Now from here on, the illusions are going to get a lot bigger, like this chair. And the trick here is knowing which way it's facing. You might say it's facing towards you, but if I start to walk this way, you can see it starts to change. And as I get to the end, the whole time it was facing this direction instead. If this is hurting your brain, it's hurting mine too. And finally, we have an illusion that doesn't use any weird perspective tricks to fool you. If you look at this grid, something strange will start to appear where the lines intersect. If it starts to seem darker there, you're not alone. I have no idea why this works, but it's really cool to look at. Next, these giant brick stairs somehow intersect with these smaller green stairs and disappear magically into the space between. But if I fly up here, the brick part was only built to look like stairs from one angle, and you can see that in fact there was a space between where the green steps went. And now, as you saw in the thumbnail, this square might look curved, but it's completely straight. As you can see, if I fly down here, you can see that really the lines are fully straight. I actually have no idea how this illusion works, but it's really cool to look at nonetheless. Next, this might be the first illusion where everything seems completely normal. And even if I walk over here, it's just a random house that I'm walking into. When I first did this, I had no idea what was going on, but my brain eventually caught up and realized that the house was actually completely sideways. All you have to do to make it seem real is fly down while looking down. And if you've made it this far, if you're curious about any of the bigger illusions, the map download for them is in the description. Again, we have a trick that makes these lines, which are completely straight, look curved. Like with the other one, I have no idea why it looks like this, and like with the other one, if you go close to it, they do in fact show themselves as straight. Now we have something that isn't really an illusion, but still really fun to look at, and kind of nostalgic too. Droppers were a huge Minecraft thing a while ago, and while they were made to challenge players to land in water, this one is made to create a cool spiral effect. If I jump down, you can see that these twisting colors seem to create a smooth swirl, which is really satisfying to look at. Sadly, here I have to turn off shaders for this to work, but what I'm looking at just looks like some terracotta arranged into 4 shapes. But if I move, even by very little, 3 of the terracotta shapes become huge, which in fact they are. In Minecraft, perspective can be very deceiving. Now we have an illusion that seems to move on its own. If you move your eyes around, these weird bubble shapes seem to expand on their own, which shouldn't be possible in Minecraft. And if I go down, you can see that nothing is actually changing about them. And finally, for the 15th illusion, we have 2 zombies in this tunnel. One is huge and one is tiny. Everything looks normal so far. But how about now? These are the same 2 zombies. I didn't break one and rebuild it. But when I go back over here, one magically becomes bigger. The reason for this is because if I fly over here, one is actually floating mid-air, aligning with the blocks over here to make it seem like it's all the way over there. And now that you've seen all these illusions, why not watch this video next? Instead of illusions, I go over mind-blowing build hacks that you can use pretty much everywhere. And with that, I'll see you next time.